Mike Durant, Republican U.S. Senate candidate from Alabama, may have something to say about this. He joins me now. The Cold War, the official Cold War may be over, but it certainly looks a lot like it from Putin's perspective right now, no?
I agree with you 100%. And it's truly unfortunate that we have the current leadership in the White House, because what we lack is credibility at that level. And, without that, like we had under President Trump, we're going to see more of these problems, whether it's in Ukraine or Taiwan or the Iranians or, the Middle East, anywhere, because of the leadership we currently have in place.
And Mike, it does make people, I'm from a military family. I got a son in the Marine Corps. It makes us nervous when you have a commander in chief who's got a brief history as commander in chief that's as checkered as Biden's is. I mean, it makes you nervous about whether we're going to get sucked into something that this commander-in-chief can't handle.
Well, I agree 100%. And it's, not just him, it's his whole staff and the people that are, talking to him behind the scenes. They really don't appreciate the significance of getting committed into something like this. And, we should be concerned because, this is serious business. This is a near peer adversary, as we refer to the Russians, in our current vernacular. And, this is not something we're going to go in and take care of in a couple of days. And I truly hope that, that people that are advising him have enough common sense to know that the last thing in the world we would need to do is put boots on the ground in Ukraine.
Now, Mike, you've got a personal history that I think could inform us on all this. You were a special ops aviator. In fact, you were piloting one of those Black Hawk Down helicopters. You went down in Somalia. You were held captive in '93 by the Somalians. So you were Black Hawk Down. Are you concerned that while there may not be official boots on the ground, we may send special ops into Ukraine to help them resist the Russians?
Well, those are the things that can be effective. We have a lot of tools in the toolbox. We need to use those things properly. Obviously training, resourcing, supporting the Ukrainians in their fight against the Russian aggression is the right thing to do. And, but anything short of, full-scale conventional forces on the ground, I think we need to be looking at.
So you think it would be possible for minor operations within Ukraine undercover?
That's typically what we do. It's not just the Department of Defense. There are several agencies that can contribute in that way, and it can be effective, without a large-scale commitment. And, that to me is the only thing that makes sense from, if you want to call it military involvement perspective. But, any kind of deployment of troops outside of that is ludicrous.
All right, Mike, very quickly, former President Trump raising the alarm on the China threat after what he calls the Russia-Ukraine disaster. Roll that tape.
China's going to be next. China's going to...
You think they're going to go after Taiwan?
Oh, absolutely. Not with me, they wouldn't have. They're waiting till after the Olympics. Now the Olympics ended, and look at your stopwatch, right? He wants that just like... It's almost like twin sisters right here, because you have one that wants Taiwan. I think equally badly. Somebody said, who wants it more? I think probably equally badly.
Mike, it's nice to hear some frank talk about the situation there, but what do you think about the substance of what President Trump was saying?
I agree 100%. You think about it, if you have a strategic objective to undermine, our success as a leader of the free world, and you see us distracted with Ukraine, and then, combined with the fact that we have leadership that has zero credibility, that was thrown away in Afghanistan, and no one is going to listen to what the Biden administration says. It's a paper tiger, and we are very vulnerable. And if you think about the consequences of Taiwan, that nothing against Ukraine, but in terms of how it would affect us economically, supply chain wise, it's a much bigger issue, and I think a much bigger threat.
Mike Durant, thank you very much for being here, and many thanks for the service that you did for this country, Mike Durant. Thanks a million.
It was a pleasure.